like fucking cheating.
What's up, folks? I'm Brent with Hammer Armament, and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to take a good look at the new model from STI Firearms, the Staccato XC. I'm sure most of my audience is familiar with STIs and 2011 pistols in general, but for those that don't know, the 2011 pistol is essentially an upgrade on the design of the venerable 1911 pistol. STI has really made its name being the innovator of the 2011, especially in the competitive shooting world. And they are now branching out into the more duty gun, carry gun market with its Staccato series of 2011s, particularly with the Staccato P and Staccato C. The US Marshal Service Special Operations Group has even selected the Staccato P as their service pistol. This model, however, is still geared a little more towards competitive or range use shooter with its 5-inch barrel. With integral compensator, the slide is cut to accept slide mounted optics such as the Trijicon RMR or Loophole Delta Point Pro, and obviously this is the Trijicon SRO. The Staccato XC is essentially the same as some of the previous incarnations, the DVC Omni and DVC P, with some slight alterations and refinements, such as a slightly different design on the compensator, different grip, and magwell, among a few other things. So let's have a gander at some of the specs. This is a double stack 9mm steel framed gun, and it's a bit of a chunkosaurus. It's a heavy boy weighing in at about 4 russet potatoes. I don't have a scale, it's small enough for this, so whatever. The frame is billet steel frame with an accessory rail for mounting lights, lasers. Nobody uses lasers except for when you're running nods, so don't worry about that. But with its polymer 2011 G2 grip, rather than a steel or aluminum grip, the weight is reduced a smidge, though it still does come with a nicely sized magwell. Like I said, it has a 5-inch compensated bull barrel with a fiber optic front sight being mounted right on the barrel. This helps with tracking the front sight during recoil, as the sight isn't bouncing around as much in recoil. As for the rear sight, there is a windage adjustable notch as part of the Dawson Duo rear sight, and this gun does come cut for slide mounted optic and has 2 different mounting plates which are included with the gun, which is nice. Obviously on this one I went ahead and mounted a Trijicon SRO, and I like it a lot. This gun also features Dawson Precision 5.0 adaptive toolless recoil system, which helps to control recoil and is really easy to disassemble for cleaning. This is great because other guide rods require a small tool to be made out of a paper clip for disassembly, and this is just a little bit easier. The trigger is advertised as being about 2.5 pounds, and it is pretty smooth. I don't have a trigger pull gauge, so whatever. It's very light and crisp with a short reset that is just what you would expect with a 1911-2011 style trigger. The gun also comes with one 126mm 17-round magazine and 2 140mm 21-round magazines. And aside from the first couple shots that failed to properly chamber a round, they worked pretty well for our initial testing. I've got about 1,000 rounds through it, and other than a couple first rounds, it's been pretty good. Now that the boring shit's out of the way, let's have a quick look at what comes in the package so you know what to expect. So this is pretty much how your package will arrive. It comes with a very nice carrying case with a separate compartment for your magazines. You get your 2 21-round magazines on that side, and on this side, this is pretty much how this will show up, obviously minus the Trijicon SRO or whatever optic. Comes with a chamber flag, and it is securely fastened with Velcro. It even comes with one of these nice little desiccant packages. They say don't eat it, but you know what? Is this America or not? So, but seriously, don't eat that. Even though they taste kind of good. Now inside you get the usual manual, Youth Handgun Safety Act paperwork, test fire card, a nice little pamphlet that shows you where to lubricate this thing. You also get this package here. So inside this package you get windage adjustment punch, you get a little bit of Loctite, you also get some Allen wrenches and both of your base plates for either the Trijicon RMR footprint type base that also works with the Trijicon SRO, as well as the Leupold Delta Point Pro, which is really nice because when you pay $4,300 for a gun, it sucks to have to buy that separately. So it's really nice that they include all this. You get a lot in here. You even get spare fiber optics in case your fiber optic in your front sight comes out. You also get a shitty little lock. And of course, most importantly, you get a sticker. Also included is a little bit of Hops lube and a little pamphlet showing where to lube it. You don't just spit on the tip and ram it in. This sucker needs to be lubricated well to ensure proper function and reduce chafing or wear. And of course, best of all, you get a sticker, because we all know the real reason that we buy new guns is to get the new sticker. If you don't have a sticker, how can you flex on your friends about your new gun? Or how can you advertise on your pickup truck that there might be a gun inside to steal it? Alright, let's get into some shooting and our impressions. We ran about 400 rounds through it in our first outing with it, doing some accuracy testing, speed testing, and some various reload drills just to give it a little bit of light workout. I'll tell you right now, I was not expecting to like this gun as much as I did after shooting it. I've shot various 2011s before, but I don't have extensive experience with them. I also know that this is not a high-end custom 2011, such as an Atlas Gunworks offering or the Phoenix Trinity Honcho, for example. But this thing's pretty amazing. I carry a VP9 and shoot a VP9L competitively in USPSA and 3-gun. And after putting this gun down, after testing, I wanted to go back and see how those guns felt, and it made me want to fucking puke. It's like feeling up your sister. Don't get me wrong, I love the VP9 as a striker fire polymer gun, and it isn't a fair comparison, but it was a pretty incredible difference. If you've ever owned or driven a hot rod or muscle car, that's what it's like to shoot this gun. It's almost as if it's beckoning you to put the pedal to the floor and push the speed. It wants to go fast. And go fast it does. With its full-size steel frame, compensated barrel, and nice short trigger, this gun shoots fast. And it's so much fun to shoot fast. I've never been a fan of mag dumps because usually it's just a real easy way to turn money into noise real quick, but it's almost hard not to do that with this gun. Not only can you shoot it fast, but it's easy to shoot fast and accurately. It's a very controllable gun, which makes follow-up shots and target transitions a breeze. But enough gushing, let's get into some of the gripes that I had about this. 2011s are a bit notorious for being princess guns. They can be finicky, and a lot of that comes down to the maintenance and the magazines. Now, I did not tune these magazines before shooting, as I wanted to see if they even needed it, or if STI had gotten that sorted out. Now, the first couple of rounds did fail to properly feed. Like, the first 3 rounds all would not go into the chamber on their own. I did tear it down, clean it, lube it, etc. before shooting it, but I didn't tear down the mags. But after the first couple of rounds, it did start working quite well. I did notice that my thumb rode the slide a couple times, and that caused some feed issues. That's my fault. It doesn't slam around quite the same as some other guns, and yeah, you can feel it. The rear sight was also not centered out of the box, and the screw that holds it in its position was loose. So my point of impact for the first rounds were a little bit to the right, so I did drift the rear sight square in the gun, and that fixed the issue. It is important to remember to apply Loctite to your sight screws. I didn't, and the sight did walk itself back to the right by the end of testing. So once you get it sighted in, make sure to apply Loctite to your screws, as well as the screws for the mounting plate. You do not want that sucker coming off during recoil. A couple items to warn you about with this gun. This is a precision built firearm. It's fitted with tight tolerances, and you'll want to take extra care to keep it clean and well lubricated. Oh, it feels smooth. It's also important not to get lazy with a gun that shoots this well. Honestly, it feels like cheating. It's like that mag well has a gravitational pull that just sucks the mag right in there, and it shoots so damn soft that it's easy to relax your grip and get lazy. You want to stay disciplined with your fundamentals and don't let the gun do all the work. On that note, let's talk for a minute about mounting optics on this gun. I went with a Trijicon SRO with a 5 ammo weight dot. The SRO has the same footprint as the RMR, and there's a base plate included for the gun for that. So mounting optic was really simple. One of the things I really like about this optic is the large window. That, combined with the low recoil of this gun, makes follow-up shots breeze, as the dot never leaves the window, making it really easy to follow up. Pistol mounted red dots do take some getting used to, especially with acquiring the dot from the draw. That's where I see most people have difficulties, but it can be worked through relatively easily with practice. One thing that I've found helpful for myself is practicing bringing the gun up to your eye line. That sounds obvious, but a lot of people bring the gun up, and at the same time they bring their eyes or head down. So you have two planes trying to move and meet in the middle, rather than just having the gun come up and move to one point. So practicing moving the sights to line up with where you're already looking creates a smaller margin of error, in my opinion. One thing I'd like to talk about is what role this gun fills. It's a big, heavy gun, so it's not an ideal carry gun, though it's not impossible with the right holster, belt, and cover garments. After carrying this gun for a few days, because really, why the hell not, I noticed it actually really wasn't that bad. The weight wasn't too much, and the size was pretty manageable. And with the ability to add a light, this could be a good home defense pistol if you practice with it enough to trust its reliability. If you do choose to use this gun for that role, I strongly suggest getting good practice with carry ammo in, so that you can be confident that it functions well with it. 1911s have a bit of a reputation for not shooting anything other than ball ammo well, so test it out. As a competition gun, this gun's features, particularly its compensator, mean it's stuck in open division in USPSA or 3-gun. And if you're going to pick a gun specifically for open division in USPSA or IPSC, I think there's better options out there in the same relative price range. The ability to mount a slide mounted optic is nice, but there's a reason that most open shooters choose a frame mounted red dot rather than one that reciprocates with the slide. But one place where I think this gun really will shine is a great option for a 3-gun open pistol. With its slide mounted optic, its compensator, 5-inch barrel, and with some magazine extensions, I think it checks a lot of boxes as far as maximizing the capabilities for that game. Also, finding a suitable holster for a slide mounted optic gun is easier than with frame mounted optic guns. Of course, we do offer holsters for this particular 2011 as well as many others, so make sure to check out our website for that. All in all, I'm impressed with this gun. It looks great, was packaged well, and most importantly, it shoots great. So the only thing left to do, as per the YouTube gun review standard practices and procedures, is a torture test. We went hard in this gun. I'm going to warn you, some of the footage might be hard to watch. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, here goes. Let's get this thing nice and dirty. See all that? Let's get it right in there. Flip it over. Get the other other side. Covering this thing completely. Oh my god. I don't know if this thing's gonna function. Ended up with 5-ish rounds. Can't count very well, so. First malfunction. Huh. Torture test number 2. Now remember, folks, it doesn't count as waterboarding if you use gasoline. Talk, you son of a bitch. Talk! Huh. Not talking. Pass that round. Oh, that's right, buddy. You got 10 years worth of these stupid fucking videos to watch.
I am a grown-ass man.
I know that was hard to watch, but the gun held up pretty admirably. In all seriousness, this is a high-end gun, so you don't want to be treating it like a Glock, tossing it into a septic tank and then test firing it. This is an expensive gun, and you want to take care of it. All in all, like I said, this is a pretty fantastic shooting gun. It's not the same as a really high-end custom 2011, which when you get into that realm, the price goes up and up and up, even from $4,300, which seems quite pricey. But getting into a 2011, $2,000 to $4,000, that's kind of where you're going to be getting at to get a decent starter 2011. So they get much more expensive. But for the price of this thing, it's impressed me, to be honest. Like it shoots very well, it handles well. I really like this optic, especially paired with this gun. It's a fantastic gun. If you've got the means to buy one of these, I would suggest it. If not, try one out, especially if someone else is supplying the ammo. Do that for sure. Once again, folks, thanks a lot for watching. If you made it this far in the video, I'd really appreciate it if you just go that one step further, hit that like button, subscribe. Let us know if you like the content or not. Let us know. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. If you're looking for a holster for this 2011 or other 2011s such as the Edge, the STI Tactical 4-inch, the Staccato line, or the DVC line, go ahead and check out hammerarmament.com. We for sure have a holster for it. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Shoot straight. Want to know what to do if you accidentally drop a Glock into a shitter? Throw another Glock in. It's not worth going in after just one Glock.